Hello everybody, my name is Lily, and today I want to answer the question, is the Tristian Crist magic show worth your money? The rules are simple. I'll be rating the Tristian Crist magic show on 5 different categories, each rated 1 through 5. The categories for today are enjoyment, showmanship, organization, audience interaction, and price time value. With all that out of the way, I will see you guys after the magic show. I am back. If you do not know, the Tristian Crist Magic Show is all the way out in the lovely Lake Geneva, which is one of the places that is within about an hour away from Chicago. It is in Wisconsin, but this place is fantastic, and I just had to review it, and I hope this will be one of many places outside of Chicago that I eventually get to review. This is a standalone building built by Tristian Crist. I believe it is actually, he just passed by one of his anniversaries. He's been around for a while now in the area. He is a fantastic magician, and I had just the best time at his show. I will say I am the kind of person who tries to watch the tricks to try and see how they do it. I was unable to, which is good. I should not be able to. I know nothing about magic. They had everything, the basic tricks, the massive illusions, and I just cannot wait to share it all with you guys today. I only got a couple bits of footage from the actual inside the show because I don't recording much, and it was just very bare bones. Most of the footage I got from today is just the general lobby area. This is a very small audience, very small show, 50 or less people, meant to be close-up magic, and man, do they do it well. Starting off with enjoyment, I gave this a 5. There is not enough words that can stress just how good this was. 90 minutes for pretty good pricing, which I'll be getting into later, of just so much fun. It is perfect for families. It is perfect for everything. When we went, there was actually a company there to celebrate something, and they all had little sweaters on, and it was just so fun. Honestly, it is such a fantastic place. I'm currently filming this actually on New Year's Eve. I'm currently going through and recording a whole bunch of videos from places I've been to lately because I've not had the chance to, and this I went to with my family a couple weeks ago. It was so much fun, and it 1000% deserves that 5 out of 5. Next up is showmanship, which also got a 5. Tristian Crist himself is a wonderful man. His assistant is all of his assistants are great. All the people who work there are great. He has such this fantastic personality. And I'll be honest, it's kind of perfect for a magician because he's not totally full of himself. He's confident, but he has his moments where you can kind of tell he's a little bit awkward about the whole thing. He's like, please no one catch that. And I love it. I love his personality. He has such this kind of lovable guy next door kind of personality in combination with this really suave and cool magician, and all surrounding this very punk design with his clothing and stuff. It is such a fun combo of things that make him and his audience and everybody just having such a fantastic time, and the showmanship just incredible. After that is organization, which also got a 5. It was a perfect mix of tricks. It was everything you would want in magic. It was everything you would see. It's also the usual stuff. He did the rope trick. He did a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, beginning and end of the show were probably some of my favorite parts, because both times you have no idea how he did it. Entering the show, he entered on a motorcycle that just appeared out of nowhere. And at the end, just before he left, his assistant appeared from a helicopter that appeared out of nowhere in the building. They just somehow moved this whole motorcycle and helicopter onto the stage. It's a very small stage. It's a very small, barely the size of my room, which is not that big. Yeah, so I'm impressed. Even I'm guessing these had to have been fake in some way. Obviously, it's not a real heavy motorcycle. Maybe it is, or it's just made to look like it. But either way, that's something big you have to get on stage with nobody looking. And they managed to do it flawlessly. It was such a perfect way. And in general, the way the tricks were designed, we had this big thing, these little things, these big things, these little things, with pieces of audience interaction meant to really keep you in the zone the entire time. And I loved it. I thought it was perfectly well executed. Fantastic job, Tristian Crist. After that, we have audience interaction, which also got a 5 out of me. I know we are doing really well right now, and that's just because his performance was fantastic, and he heavily relied on the audience. Every little bit needed the audience in some way to help us out. And of course, for the most part, it was kids who got to do it. At one point, this is what I mean when I say he's really good with his showmanship. Two kids went up at the same time accidentally when he only wanted one, and instead of, shooing one away, he brought them both on stage anyway and ended up giving them both free stuff, even though he clearly only intended for one of them to get it. He did not mean for two to come on stage, but he was just so good with the kids, and that is such a good skill to have. And you could just tell the kids were all over it. I will say there were some kids in the front who were being a little bit obnoxious, constantly yelling throughout the performance, but that was such a minor bit, and really, he did a fantastic job handling the audience. Another favorite moment is actually at the very end. The entire time there was this gigantic box on the stage, or not giant, it was a really small box on the stage, and so it was an even smaller box. And at the very end, he went through like one of those tricks where you managed to get it all perfectly. He had somebody draw something, he had somebody give them their middle name, and then at one point he had a little kid go up and find the oldest person in the room to ask them for their favorite candy. And it was such just great bit of laughter and funniness, and he's really good at adding in this element of laughter and amazement the entire time. I did not get to go up there, sadly, and I was with my sisters, and sadly both of them did not want to either. They're both pretty and they were never going to call on me because they were mostly calling on the little kids like my sisters, but that's okay though, because everybody who did go up was clearly very happy, and they were really smart about it. They actually had this like big box to toss around. It was a very like soft box, kind of like play dice. You're supposed to toss around. That's kind of how it gets more audience engagement. In the box was a microphone, so that way they could easily get the footage of everything. And you could tell this was such a handmade, fun project. They had cameras everywhere helping out with the I saw myself multiple times. I was like in the perfect spot in the audience to be seen by everybody, which was the entire time I was just like, okay, please turn the camera off. Just because it was kind of weird seeing myself on camera, which I know is probably kind of weird. Overall, though, Tristian Crist, throughout his entire performance, he had to have interacted with at least 20 people, either brought them on the stage or interacted with them from afar and did magic with them. And each time it felt special, which is pretty amazing, because 20 people is a pretty big chunk of the audience. There could not have been more than 100 seats, maybe. So the fact he was able to make each interaction feel so special when maybe another magician would not be able to do the same thing, I applaud him for. Tristian Crist, I had a pleasure seeing you on stage, and I hope to see you again shortly. I don't know when, maybe sometime soon with my fiance, because I know he would die for this kind of thing. Finally, let's talk price, time, value. This also got a 5, which, spoiler alert, everything got a perfect score. That was how good this place was. By the time I'd finished writing my little notes about it in my document, I had realized I'd given everything a 5, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I realized, wait a minute, that feels kind of right. And post-production, 2 weeks later of writing all that down and seeing it and getting the footage, I can safely say, yes, it is just that good. And tickets are around $50 per person, flat. That is, it's per seat. There's no kid tickets. There is no elderly tickets. It is $50 per seat. $50 for 90-minute showtime with an intermission in between. Despite it being $50, I gave it a perfect 5. I felt the tickets were well worth the price, especially for just the pure quality of the magic and the tricks and the smokes and mirrors you get. It is 1000% worth it, and you can really tell that everybody working there really does care about making these shows fantastic. Some other important information, that seating is random. There is no buying front row tickets. There is no buying certain tickets. When you buy tickets, if you buy 5 tickets, 7 tickets, 11 tickets, you will all be seated together. That is guaranteed. And if you have 2 separate orders, you can call and they'll be seated together. But you do not get to pick your seating. So if you are wondering about that, just keep that in mind when you do book your tickets. But all the seats are good. I was in the 3rd row to the front, which is a pretty good row, but everybody got interaction. The front did, the back did, the middle did. Everywhere got interaction with the magician, which I think is fantastic. Nobody was left out. There was no getting special treatment in the front because you paid extra for those tickets. Everybody paid the same price. Everybody got the same amazing experience. Let's go ahead now and get into the totals. The Tristian Crist Magic Show got an average score of a 5 out of 5 and a total score of a 25 out of 25, making it perfect. And the second place I've ever been to and ever reviewed to get a perfect score. The first one is, of course, the Willis Tower, which is one of the staples of Chicago, and I can safely say this has to be one of the staples of Lake Geneva. Lake Geneva is a pretty popular touristy spot for both people in Wisconsin and people in Illinois. I've been there many times in my life. It's a great place to be. There is so much to see, including the Tristian Crist magic show. So do I think this place is worth your money? If you can't tell by the perfect score, absolutely. This is fun for all ages. You could tell everybody was liking it, from the very youngest of tiny little baby children all the way up to the most elderly of people who got picked on by the kids in the audience. Go out there, experience some magic. Don't think too much into it. You will enjoy yourself. I also ended up getting a cool book. Well, not me. My little sister got a very cool magic trick book. It's meant to be a coloring book, but you should not color in it. And I actually have a clip now to show you because I did have to give it back. I was unable to record in time. I had to give it back to her, so here it is now. Okay, hello everybody, this is post-recording Lily. I am here in my outfit with my lovely cats. They are being very baby today. I don't even have my microphone on. I just want to show you guys one of the things I got from the Tristian Crist magic show. This is actually my little sister's. We got it signed though, and I'm just here to show you guys it quickly because I cannot keep this sadly, so we make it quick. This is a lovely coloring book that starts off blank. You end up with some nice color, and then at the end, you're all done. Pretty cool. It's just a magic trick. It's just depending on where you flip it. This right here is blank, this is lined, and the middle is colored. Overall, really cool though, and I absolutely love the show. Yeah, it's a pretty cool. They had a whole bunch of fun stuff, and honestly, I wish I'd bought something, but I'm kind of tight on cash right now, so maybe next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed making it. If you did enjoy, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!